Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel. Now then, before we begin, I just want to take this opportunity to wish everybody out there a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you're having a wonderful day and I hope you and yours are healthy and safe. Now then, today's video we are going to be looking at this. It's the Flyhal FC610. It's been very kindly supplied to me by Banggood for review, so big thumbs up to Banggood, thank you very much. Now then, this is a 1/10 scale basher. It's got a 550 brushed motor in it, ready to run, 4-wheel drive, 2.4 gig. I think it might have some oil shocks on it, I don't know. It's supposed to have all ball bearings in it. Now it says optional metal spur and diff gears, but on the other side of the box it does actually say that it comes with, it's got a full metal transmission, and it's also got splash proof electronics. Now then, if you are not aware of it already, but I am becoming a big fan of Flyhal, because what they tend to do, they don't actually make any of their own RCs. What they do is they cherry pick other people's and they sell them under the Flyhal brand, generally with more equipment in them, and for like half or two-thirds of the money of the original it's based on. Now I'm fairly certain, although somebody might want to correct me out there, I'm fairly certain this is underneath. This is a HBX 2995. Now, like I said to you before, Flyhal don't actually make any of their own RCs. They literally do cherry pick other people's. And if we go on the box, I can prove to you that this is in fact, I don't know if the camera will make it out. Where are we? There we go. Manufacturer, high boxing toy factory. So this, I think, although like I say, someone might want to correct me, I think it's a HBX 2995, which does throw up an unusual conundrum, because I believe the HBX is a 1/12 scale and this is being sold as a 1/10 scale basher. So whether or not the addition of larger tyres have just bumped it up to the 1/10 scale, I don't know. Anyway, that's enough waffle from me. Let's crack this box open. I'm genuinely excited to see what this thing looks like. As ever on the channel, I've not opened this, it's still sealed, so whatever condition it's inside, you and I will be the first people to know about it. Right then, in the box we get one instruction manual. Now, interestingly enough, it's just an instruction manual. There are no parts listed in here whatsoever. As far as I'm aware, Flyhal don't actually sell any spare parts for any of their RCs. But because they're based on well-known ones, like I say, I'm hoping this is based on the HBX 2995. You just go and buy the spare parts for that machine that it's based on. So it's a strange situation, but as far as I'm aware, they don't sell their own spare parts. Also, we have, for some reason, I think they've just chucked two in. We have two sets of stickers for the bodywork. We get a bag of spares. There's some spare body clips in there, spare wheel nuts, there's a battery charger, there's a LiPo battery, and some double-sided sticky pads for something. We get one transmitter with a very poorly placed warning sticker. By the looks of things, I've not seen one of these transmitters before, so I don't know if somebody's watching out there whether they could tell me it's the same as the HBX 2995. But it only takes, by the looks of things, it only takes 2 AA batteries, which you obviously have to supply. It's got steering trim and looks like a throttle dual rate, and you can actually reverse the steering. The controller itself, and an aux button as well. I wonder what that does. I wonder if that's for the lights. The controller itself initially feels quite plasticky and cheap, so initially, first impressions, I'm not a big fan of that. And last but not least, we have the actual truck itself, and to be honest, it does look roughly about 1/10 scale. This thing looks absolutely awesome. I absolutely love this green colour. I don't think I've got any green RCs. These wheels are mint as well. Tyres are nice and soft and compliant. They have got foams in them, I can feel it. But I think you'll agree, the body on this thing looks absolutely mint. I do like the way, I don't know if the camera can pick it up. Let's take you over here. I do like the way that the windows are actually clear as well, so you can see the electronics inside. Anyway, let's whip the body off and see what we get underneath. Right then, underneath we have our other LiPo battery. There we go, 1600 milliamp hour, 30C, 7.4 volt. So you basically get two of them. This screams HBX. This does. This is exactly the same setup as on the 901A. It's basically this is like a little removable lead that plugs in to power the roof lights. Now we've got a big 550 brushed motor there. I'll take that warning sticker off. Now, interestingly enough, it's like a gunmetal colour instead of the normal silver, which is interesting. Which should give us plenty of go. These big 550 motors, they're ever so good. We've got our servo there, 3 wires by the looks of things. ESC receiver there, and now it's supposed to be IPX4 waterproof as well. Go to the front. I think I'm going to take one of these off and have a look, but I think these are oil shocks as well. Now, just from a quick cursory glance around it, I can see there's plenty of metal in the transmission already. So the drive shafts, front and rear, are metal. It's got metal drive cups. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start taking this thing apart. I want to see whether the transmission is fully metal on this. But like I say, if anyone recognises this chassis as being at HBX2995, just stick a comment in the comment section below. I'll be very interested to hear your thoughts. Right then, a few surprises, all of which are pleasant. We've got oil-filled shocks here. They're all filled to the brim and none of them are leaking, which is a bonus. Strangely, we've got these little alloy wheel hexes here, but instead of being anodised, they're actually painted gold, which I thought was a bit unusual. I'm presuming they're aluminium. They're not ferrous anyway, that's for sure. Drivetrain wise, everything's metal. We've got drive cups on the diffs, we've got drive cups on the wheel side. All our diffs, they're all metal. I can feel them inside. The ring gear's metal. I'll take you over here because this is the interesting part. On this, obviously the reduction gear is metal, pinion gear on the motor is metal, but we've also got a centre diff on this thing. So I've never had a RC before with a centre diff on it, so it'd be interesting to see what it's like, what difference it makes really. Like I say, I think we've covered the tyres, nice big chunky tyres. These have got foams in them. So far I'm really impressed with this thing. You can really tell the HBX lineage in this. Everything seems to fit nice, everything, all the plastic is nicely moulded, there's no flash on anything. It seems a well engineered little buggy. We haven't really even discussed the price. I mean, this thing is 66 quid, yeah, or $85. I think that's an absolute steal. I'm not sure what the HBX2995 costs, but I bet it isn't anywhere near that. I bet it's twice that, in fact. This is why I'm a big fan of Flyhal at the moment, because they seem to be cherry picking, like I say, cherry picking all these RCs, all these quality RCs, but the price is like 2/3 or a half of what the donor vehicle is. Right then, this thing is back together. Body shell is on, stickers are on, batteries are charged up. Check out the lights, they look absolutely fantastic, really bright as well, very similar to the 901A. Another cool feature I've noticed is that there's 2 little cutouts in the chassis that seem, I think that's what they're for anyway, that hold the body shell in place. Instead of it all flapping around, it just has a bit of rigidity to the bottom half of the body shell. Anyway, I'm excited. Let's take this thing for a blast outside. back inside now. What do we think of the Flyhal FC610? Well, let's not break with tradition. Let's start with some bad points first. First of which is the controller. It's not a very nice controller. Feels a bit plasticky and cheap. There seems to be quite a lot of free travel on the throttle before it does anything. But to be honest, you sort of get used to this after 5 or 10 minutes and it doesn't become much of an issue. But I'm not a big fan of the controller that comes with this RC. Just like the HBX 901A that I tested the other week, it's got a very small and limiting battery compartment. You're sort of limited to that size of LiPo. I mean, you can go a bit fatter, but you can't go longer. So it might be a little bit limiting when you come to, if you want to run larger batteries. You can possibly double up on these, so you could run the 2 batteries it comes with at once, but it doesn't come with a dual connector, so you'd have to get one, but you possibly could stack them on top of one another. But the battery compartment, a little bit small. Now the next gripe I've got with this thing is very minor, but the wheel nuts keep coming undone. I did tighten them all up before I took it out for the test. I literally ripped it up and down the street for a bit, came back in, the 2 front tyres were loose. So I took them all off, put some Loctite on, tightened them all up again. I must admit, they didn't drop off while I was out, but by the time I got them home, the 2 front tyres were loose again. So that might be a thing to keep your eye on, as they do seem to like backing themselves off. Now the last bad point I can think of is the fact that one of the shocks started leaking while I was out, which, to be fair, if you watch the video, it's not surprising really. We did take it to a sandstone quarry, and some of those drop-offs are like 4 or 5 feet, so I'm surprised actually all of them aren't, but one of the shocks has started leaking. Right then, good points. I absolutely love the looks of this thing. I love the colour of the body, the green. I love the body itself. I really do like these 5-spoke wheels that you get with it. And most importantly, dogs seem to love it as well, because while we were out filming, they did not leave it alone. It's also reasonably quick. That 550 brushed motor gives it a bit of go. That makes it quite entertaining. So there's enough speed in there to make it fun. You can turn the dual rate on the transmitter down, so if you've got a novice pilot in it, there's no problems there. But it's got a reasonable turn of speed. Another thing I liked about this truck is the fact that it's just got a nice, steady, placid handling characteristic. These oil shocks are fantastic. They're probably one of the best sets of cheap shocks you can have on one of these budget bashes. They work really well. I'm not sure what part the centre diff plays, but it seems to just have nice handling characteristics, and it just goes where you want it. You can sort of drift it and correct mid-corner, and it'll do it. So handling on this thing is brilliant. One of the other things I liked about it is the fact that it's got a full metal transmission. So hopefully it should be quite durable in that respect. That 550 motor makes a reasonable amount of power. So that hopefully that metal transmission you'll get some longevity out of it. Now, one of the best bits about this truck is, I think, its toughness. Pretty much threw everything at it while we were out. I mean, that's the beauty really of testing these things, is I'm probably a little bit harder on it than I would be if I'd had to stick my hand in my pocket and buy it. So from that standpoint, I don't really hold back. I am trying to see if I can get anything to break, but nothing did. It didn't break. Nothing fell off. Apart from the wheel nuts, they came undone, which was part of the course sometimes, and a shock leaking. I mean, you saw the video. Bashed it, bumped it, chucked it through water. It got full of sand. Run about 4 or 5 batteries through it. It never missed a beat, and it was still running when I got it back to the car park to put it in the back of the car. So I think this is going to be one tough cookie. If it's anything like a lot of HBXs, it's very, very well made. Now, the best thing about this truck is the price. 66 quid, $85 for a 1/10 scale basher of this quality. I don't think you're far wrong at all. I'm not sure what the HBX equivalent price is for the I think it's the 2995, is it something? I'm not sure how much they cost, but Flyhals are normally half to 2/3 of the price. You get 2 batteries with this as well. Incidentally, the batteries last about 15-20 minutes average. But the price is phenomenal for one of these. You cannot go wrong. Right then, would I recommend this RC to anyone? And the answer is an emphatic yes. It's fast, fun, durable, and very reasonably priced. So what's not to like? If you bought one of these, I don't think you'd be disappointed at all. Once again, a big massive thank you to Banggood for supplying this for review. There is a promo code that they've given me, which I shall put in the description. So if you want a little bit more money off, be quick and use the promo code. They only last a couple of weeks, so if you want one and you want to use the code, don't hang around. And once more, I'd like to wish all of my subscribers and anyone watching this video a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you're having a wonderful day and everyone that you love and care for is safe and healthy. Anyway, if you found this video of some use and interest, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you're feeling that way inclined, hit that subscribe button for more similar future content. Once again, guys, a very, very Merry Christmas to you all.